Hi guys, thanks again for watching. I just said my intro like 5 times and I realized I say the exact same thing every time. And I don't like it. So if you have any suggestions for what I should say besides, hi guys, welcome back. We have a fun one today. It's kind of like, if I didn't have a fun one, would I be doing this? Would you be watching? Probably not. Maybe we'll workshop that. We'll come up with something better. In the meantime, we're going to be talking about the one, the only MAC Face and Body. I have a few videos that I've done on this, and I did a comparison with the Glossier, and then I did kind of like application tricks. And this time I'm coming back with common mistakes that I see with people using this. And I want to clarify before I get going, it's makeup. There is no right, there's no wrong. It's whatever works for you. So like what I'm saying, if you don't like it, if you found a better way, by all means do it. But if you have been using it or you bought it and you don't like it and you're wondering why, this is the video for you. So it's not going to be super long. I'm going to try to keep it pretty short. So I have this one hair right here. I don't know what it's doing. Look at that. This is a good look. Okay, hair is going up. I also have some gray hairs popping up, which is fun. Hey, it's better to get old than not to have the chance to, right? Am I right? Am I right? Okay, so the first one is actually prep. This is a big one. If you have drier or maybe more mature skin, you know that prep makes all the difference. If you just go in with nothing else, your makeup is probably not going to sit as well. It's probably not going to last as long, and it's just not going to look as good. So prep is huge for this. All things aside, if you are using a moisturizer, so for me in the summer, I probably won't use a moisturizer. In the winter, it's going to be a little bit more necessary just because I do have like normal to sometimes dry skin. But you don't want to use the heaviest, like kind of like richest moisturizer because it's going to sit on your skin and it's not really going to soak in like you need it to. The thing with MAC Face and Body is it kind of needs a drier base than maybe you might like, but there are some ways around it. First things first, moisturizer. If you are using one, depending on your skin and the time of year, just use a light one that you know soaks in quickly. I've already put a moisturizer on, but I wanted to show you the next step, which is sunscreen. You should be wearing sunscreen all the time, regardless of if it's sunny or not or whatever. But sunscreen is a big kind of separator for this MAC Face and Body. And I have tried it with a few different kinds, and I've tried it with some that are really dewy, and it's a no-go. Just like right out the gate, no-go. Try to find something that has a little bit more of a dry down and a matte finish, if possible. One that I've found that works really well is the Can Make Mermaid Skin Gel UV. This is it's actually, I think, a Japanese brand, but like K-beauty-esque. And I find that it just kind of lets my skin be skin and not like glowy or not too dewy. It gives it a really good base for the foundation. So this is my face after I've applied it. Now the next big thing, so kind of tip 2, I guess, is to let it set and dry down a little. So I would typically, when I'm not filming in front of a camera, I would put it on, then I would go make tea or coffee or whatever and do some stuff in the morning before I actually go to put makeup and foundation on. And that is what I recommend to you as well. If you don't have the time to do that, this might not be the best one, just because I really have found in my own use that if I put on a really dewy sunscreen or moisturizer, the MAC Face and Body will start to pill, and it just doesn't set as beautifully as it would normally. So let's give it maybe like 5-10 minutes and then we'll come back. Okay, so it actually took less time. This was about 5 minutes, and it may look a bit like shiny, but it's actually pretty dried down, so I don't have like a lot of slip to my face right now, which is the perfect time to apply our foundation. So I have it in the shade N3, I believe, yep. And first things first, so there are like lots of little tips in here, but you want to shake this stuff up. I would assume most people would do that, but you never know, so definitely give it a good shake. Okay, and the next one, if you take nothing else from this video, this is the most important step. Your hands. I know we don't like to use our hands for a lot of things. We have sponges, we have brushes, all these fancy tools, but this one really does work better with hands. That said, you can use your brush, you can use your sponge. I mentioned I tried it out with a brush in one of my other videos. But you need to use your hands as the final step to really make it set and to give it the finish that it should have, basically, and why people love it. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to do one half with my hands and one half with a brush, and I'm just going to show you a little bit of the difference. Okay, this is a pretty close-up of my face right now, but can you tell the difference? So this is the side with the face and body, this is the side without, and it just kind of evens out the skin tone. I don't have a ton of redness right now. I don't have, right up here I have my most discoloration, so we will see what it looks like right here. This is melasma, but yeah, and it sets down, so my skin is, while it still has kind of like a dewy, satiny finish, it's very skin-like, and it's not overly dewy, but it's not overly matte. Next up, I'm gonna use, this is the IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe by Foundation Brush. It's number 22. I'm gonna apply it onto my face with my finger, but then I'm gonna blend it out with a brush. Okay, so this is a tricky part because you can't necessarily tell the difference. I think this side with the brush is a little bit more shiny, but the difference is more noticeable when you touch your face. So this side, it just feels like skin. Like it feels like I put moisturizer on, it's dried down, it's beautiful. This side, it feels like I have a serum on that has not gone in yet. So if you're going to use a brush, I have no problem with that if that's what you do. But I think the last step into making it really truly like as beautiful as it should be is using your finger to make it set. It doesn't take a ton, but it does need the activation from the warmth in your fingers to help it set. And that is the key. That's why MAC Face and Body is so different. That's why it's unique. That's why people love it. And if you're not using your fingers, you're kind of missing out on part of it. Enough of my face up close. Let's back it on up. So this is my face. It's not budging. It's pretty much set. You can put cream, you can put powder on, you can do whatever next steps are in your process. Okay, so those are really the two biggest, I don't want to say mistakes, but just things that people may not know about it, and it's fair. You shouldn't have to know about it. Most foundations don't work like that. The last thing I wanted to mention, and I'm not sure if people realize this, it can totally be used as a concealer. So all foundations kind of can. Concealer is just a marketing ploy for you to buy more stuff, which I mean I'm guilty of all the time, but it is actually a really beautiful concealer for older and mature or dry skin, right here, because it kind of moves with your body and it doesn't set into like a really dry, like overly done cakey foundation or concealer. So I'm gonna just show you really quickly what I do. I actually do this when I'm not even wearing it as full foundation. I will just go and put a little under my eye where if you have darkness, and you can actually bring it up to your eyelid. I have a lot of like veiny redness up there, and it just, I always feel like I look more pulled together when it's not red and veiny. And you do the same thing and you start to feel that little tug, and that's when you know that it's setting. Of course, with your under eye, you got to be a little bit more careful, so patting a little dab will do ya. And conceal away. Patting, you can do patting motions, but it's really the swiping, just like when you're using it on your face, that's going to make all the difference. And then if you have any left over, I don't really have any spots right now, but like my nose gets super red, so maybe I do a little bit more there. Don't let them trick you into thinking you have to buy a separate concealer. You don't. Alrighty. Alright guys, so that's it. I wanted to keep it short and sweet, but I hope those tips and tricks were useful for you, and let me know what you think, how you apply it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.